Hello, I'm Rick Bell with Build Your Own Watch. I'm really excited to walk you through the assembly of your first watch kit. Maybe it isn't your first, maybe you've done it before, but I'm excited to help you guys and maybe gals put your first watch together. This is going to be pretty informal. We're not going to go through how a movement works completely. I'm going to share some knowledge with you as we go through the video. The more important knowledge I'm going to share with you is how to put it together and really what could be the areas where you can make mistakes and where I have made mistakes, frankly, in the past. And honestly, this was something I was looking for when I first started building watches way back when. I didn't have a video to go on. I didn't have a wonderful toolkit that was supplied to me that had all the different tools I was going to need. So I really got to thank Esslinger.com for helping us with that. That really makes this project a lot easier. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm excited to do it. It's going to be really fun. I think this is going to be a neat thing for you to try. And I'm really just so grateful for all our buyers, everybody that's supported us with the project. It's just been huge for me. It has been a dream to start a watch brand. And not only that, start a watch brand that services the DIY watch enthusiast. I hope you're going to learn some interesting things, and I just can't wait to start. So let's get going. Before we dive right into the build, I did forget one thing that I do want to mention that I should have mentioned earlier, and that is a book, Beginner's Watchmaking by Tim Swike. Tim, if you're watching, you're welcome for the plug. But this is a book that I read when I started building watches for myself way back when, and it is a fantastic book that really dives deep into the movement, how the movement works on a mechanical and automatic, hand winding or automatic movement. It covers that. It covers some advanced watchmaking techniques. And really, a lot of the techniques that are in this book, you're not going to use during this build because a lot of the techniques were designed for you putting together a watch that maybe you don't have parts for. And all our parts fit. So I'd say half of this book might not be relevant to the build, but a very interesting read. And it's where I started, so I have to mention it. It certainly isn't required. I'm going to show you everything you need to know to put the Series 1 watch kit together. But if you want to dive a little bit deeper, this is a great book. And I know it looks imposing, but it is actually mostly pictures and not as much words. So it's not as bad as it looks. But again, Beginner Watchmaking by Tim Swike. I highly recommend it. I'm going to put a link to this in the video and order it if you want. I do want to mention the first buyer of the Series 1 watch kit. When we go live, I will ship this book to you free of charge. So good luck and thank you. If you're the first buyer, you're going to get this book for free in the mail with your Series 1 watch kit. Thank you. Okay guys, I'm going to first start by going over some household items that you probably already have, and if you don't, they're going to be easily acquired from a local hardware store, local grocery store, wherever, but they're not included in the Esslinger toolkit, but are an important part of the build, so I'm going to go over them. First of all is some Sharpies. I like the fine point. Some sticky notes, a file of some type. Now this is a knife file that I got from, I think, Bass Pro Shops, but these are, you can get these anywhere. I like one with a fine and coarse side. There are specific watchmaking and jewelry making files, and Esslinger will have them if you want to get a specific watchmaking file, and really the file is related to installing the crown stem. It's specifically when you cut the crown stem down to the proper length, you typically or almost always need to file the end just to get all the burrs off and to make sure that the threading's even, and that's what this file is going to be used for. I have never bothered investing into a jewelry grade file because this is honestly work quite well for me. So a knife file will work. You're also going to need, and this is a very weathered example of some side cutters. You'll need this to cut your crown stem. I've used this for a number of years cutting wire. One of my backgrounds is in audio, video, and networking technologies, and over the years I've installed a lot of wire. These are my trusty old side cutters, and I've used them to cut crown stems, and they work just fine. And you can pick these up at a local hardware store. I tend to want to get heavier duty cutters, get high quality ones, and the bigger ones tend to have more leverage. It cuts easier through the crown stem, but certainly there are crown stem cutters that Esslinger will sell as well, but I'm going to use these because they've what I've always used. Paramount. Vinyl or latex gloves. Putting your watch together is the art of kind of touching stuff without touching it. And your biggest enemy is going to be dust. And your second biggest enemy is going to be the oil from your own fingers getting on the movement or the crystal or whatever it is you're touching when you're working with the watch. So this is probably the most important thing you're going to get. And one of the first mistakes I made when I put my first watch together was not using these, and it just made the job 10 times more difficult. So get some latex or vinyl gloves to work on your build. Toothpicks also come in handy, as well as some good old-fashioned Q-tips. So if this is your first attempt, or the first time watching this video, and you're getting ready to build your Series 1 watch, or you're thinking about building a Series 1 watch, get all this stuff together before we get going through the rest of the instructional series of the videos, just so you have them on hand and you're not looking for them as we go through the video.